He's hitting the road, coffee in hand, explore construction, it'll be grand. Welcome to the show, he'll be your guide to building better across the countryside. Get ready for the Pile Drive.
All right, we're back for episode 3. Since I started here at Postech, I've been hearing the same few myths about helical pile foundations. So today, instead of guessing, I thought I'd bring in an expert and get him to drive.
Hey, I'm Chester. I'm the owner of Postech down in southeastern New Brunswick, and I've been doing screw piles or involved with it for 13 to 14 years.
Right on, you ready to bust the myths?
Let's do it.
All right, so the first myth, probably the one we hear the most, that Postech screw piles are only good for small projects like decks and sheds. What do you think about that one, Chester?
Definitely one of the most common applications for screw piles or helical piles is small decks, additions, and such.
Yeah, sure.
But we've used helical piles for way bigger projects. Double second stories on big commercial projects, massive signs in front of people's commercial buildings. The trick is we just change the size of this helical pile and the size of the helical to accommodate for the larger loads.
Sure, so I guess small and big projects then?
Any projects.
So I think it's safe to say we can call this one busted, yeah?
Busted.
All right, myth number 2. Since helical piles are made of steel, they're going to rust out faster than a concrete foundation. What do you think about that one?
I don't believe that's true. They tell us, and I believe it, that our screw piles will last up to 75 years. Easily, sometimes up to 100, depending on the type of soil and how wet it is in that area.
Sure.
We use like a thicker grade steel that is hot dip galvanized, so it's not like just a spray on coating that you can see on your barbecue. It's like a thick steel with a hot dip galvanized, and that fuses into the metal.
Great.
Concrete, yes, has its lasts forever, but really they only engineer it for up to 50 years, depending on the soil type, how wet it is. We've seen concrete fail over the years as well. So for that to be true, I don't believe it.
All right, so I think we can call that one busted as well. The helical piles are going to outlast that concrete for sure. All right, so third and final one for today. A lot of people around New Brunswick assume that we can't use helical piles due to the rocky conditions.
Oh, one of my favorites. I get this one from people all the time. It's the first question they ask.
Yeah, me too.
What happens if you hit a rock? Well, we can install screw piles through rocks. It depends on the type and how big it is.
Sure.
We also have an excavator, so if there is a bigger rock, we can dig it out. That's just option A. But if they're smaller rocks, we can steer around them using a helical pile and then leverage against it and get it in. That's an option.
Yep.
Obviously, like if we're going into like ground that you bottom out rock, then you have to start thinking, am I deep enough to make sure the frost doesn't bother these screw piles? So around southeastern New Brunswick, 4 to 5 feet is what we aim for. So we go down 5 feet, we land on hard bearing ground, call it refusal, and we don't have any problem as long as the torque going up to it was good.
Sure.
But let's say we go down 1 foot,
right,
and we hit ledge rock, and we can't go through it. Well, we cannot put a helical pile there.
Right.
But Postech has alternative solutions. We can rock anchor to it, so we basically post with a flat plate, we anchor onto the rock. That works pretty well. We can actually drill through some of the rocks with a different bit and anchor to it, or do like a grout pile.
Right.
So there's options out there. It gets a little bit, it's not like, hey, one solution fits all for sure. So I would call this one plausible in my books.
Right. So I think it's worth people contacting us if they think they have rocky conditions, and hopefully we can come up with a solution. But if not, we'll just call this one plausible for now. Does that sound right?
That sounds right. Like, I hear from people all the time, it's too rocky, I don't think you'll get them in. And I say, well, try it. Let's try it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
We can do, on a larger project, let's say, and we're not sure. We can do like test piles, go down, put a pile in a few different places, and then we can come up with a solution after that to fit the customer's needs. Don't assume the worst because you found a few rocks digging your flower garden.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, plausible for myth number 3. I like it. All right, Chester. So the key takeaway here is a lot of these myths are just from people not having the full picture, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Just people hear stuff and they just don't see the Postech side of things, I guess.
Sure. All right. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode with our special guest, Chester. I'll be back next week for part 2 of more myths. Got a different special guest. Stay tuned for more. In the comments below, if you've heard of a helical pile myth that you want to hear about, make sure you let us know. We'll see you soon on the next episode of the Pile Drive.